How you guys doing? We are here to recap our first win after yesterday. But before we actually get into that, we as a group hit a pretty important milestone over the weekend that I just want to share. Uh, we hit 100 subscribers on Saturday. And I know that doesn't seem like a huge milestone for many people, but when you're a small podcast group, 100 subscribers is pretty big. So we're actually at 101 right now. So help keeping us helping us grow, and we'll keep bringing you guys great content. So that's a huge milestone for us, and I'm really happy that we hit it finally, because it took a while, but that's the thing about YouTube. It takes a while to grow. So, but it feels good to have that first milestone down. 1,000 subscribers is the next milestone we got to hit. So, everyone like, comment, and subscribe in the future. But okay, so the Bears kicked the Cowboys' asses yesterday, and I have to admit, it felt good, because we should honestly be 2-1 in my personal opinion. But I mean, this was a great game. I mean, the defense showed up. Had 2 interceptions and 3 sacks, I think. Montez had one. Dominique Robinson had one, and I want to say Jermon Dexter had one. I'm not completely sure on that, but I don't have the stats pulled up here. But the offense looked like the playbook was wide open on Sunday, and it was great to be able to watch that with my friends and finally experience a win in the Ben Johnson era. And I mean, this was great. I mean, to do it to Matt Eberflus and Schottenheimer. But what were you guys? What are your guys' thoughts on yesterday's game? Michael, why don't you go first, and then I'll go to Jack.
Well, like I said before, I think on our Saturday podcast, I was like, he needs to open the playbook, and finally was open. You saw it on the trick play. They handed off to Swift, flea flicker. That was insane, by the way. That was nuts. He almost botched that so bad.
It was in the air for like 10 seconds. I was
Yeah.
like, I was celebrating when they were doing the play, but I'm also like holding my breath, like making a fist, like, please make it back to Caleb. Please make it back to Caleb, because I didn't think it was going to. But that was once the ball got back to him, it was a great play.
Yeah. And then my biggest takeaway was we finally used our rookies.
Yes.
It's about
Yes.
time. Like, Luther Burden is could be a threat in the NFL. And we
I
have one.
agree.
He can be a big, big problem for us. And we finally used him, and it finally showed. So, but I did see a stat. It said Cole Kmet had 1 catch, 10 yards, a touchdown, and a home run. That was a good one. He did hit a home run.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
But Caleb finally looked like a quarterback. Like, he finally didn't get sacked for the first time ever.
First time in his career.
First time.
That's big.
That's huge. And you saw how more confident he was when he's not getting like extremely pressured like that.
And
So
that goes to show how vital it is to play teams that don't have a scary pass rusher.
yeah,
I mean, next week we do play the Raiders, which they do have Max Crosby, but that's, in my opinion, the only scary pass rusher they have, and he's off the right side, right? Not
yeah,
the left side. So I mean, we have the more sure thing at right tackle than left tackle. So I'm more confident in Darnell Wright being able to contain him than Braxton Jones. But Jack, what are your thoughts on yesterday?
Yeah, I think Michael hit a lot of the points that I wanted to talk about, like the rookies being involved early. Like you could see it from the start of the game. Like Loveland first play of the game, Caleb overthrew him, but he had a target. Obviously, the long catch, Burton with multiple targets. It was just nice to see. Rome obviously didn't have as big of a game as he had Detroit. I think that's partly because they weren't playing from behind and
Sure.
touchdown early on, which was also a tremendous throw from Caleb.
And actually,
So-
that was an off script play. That wasn't
was it?
supposed to be a streak. It was once Rome realized or once Rome beat Diggs, he just changed the route and just signaled Caleb and say, "Hey, get it to me. I'm getting in the end zone." So
Yeah,
I read that on Twitter, something like that.
but it was a must. Not, I mean, I won't say a must win in week 3. There's 18 weeks of an NFL season, but for the Bears going forward, it felt like they really needed to at least show on offense and largely on defense too that they were going to be able to compete. Like last year, after losses like this, whether it was because of the players not wanting to play for Eberflus or something other than that, the Bears kind of came out flat. So it was really encouraging to see, especially because, Russell Wilson did put up 430 passing yards against the Cowboys the week before and then put up like 30 on the Chiefs last night. So Caleb did exactly what he was supposed to do and looked pretty dang good doing it. So I feel a lot more confident. I know last week on Monday we talked about when we're going to get our first win. And I was like, if it's not this week, I don't know. But I feel a lot more confident about next week against Las Vegas and coming out to bye against the Saints than I did before.
Yes. Actually, we played the Commanders.
Commanders first
before the Saints, and the only reason I know that is because I'm going to the Saints game. So, and I pray to God we win that game. Because if we
how they look this weekend, we were saying they looked frisky on the podcast last Monday, and they did not look frisky this weekend.
Mm-mm. Nope, they finally looked comfortable, and that actually is. But before we actually get into the next topic, really quick, I just want to also give a shout out to Tyreek Stevenson. Tyreek Stevenson played like an actual CB1 yesterday. Aside from the bad, the first play where they gained like 40 yards on a rush, where he ultimately got the ball, thank God. He only allowed two catches on like 9 targets, which is a huge step up from what we've seen from him recently. So you know what? I'm gonna give you Tyreek. I'm gonna give you your props, and hopefully you can continue that throughout the season, because you really need it after how bad you ended out your last season. So
he's gonna need to step up into that CB1 role, even with Kyler Gordon back, because Gordon's gonna play the slot.
Yeah, he's more of a nickel corner than he is.
Yeah, slot.
And it definitely helped CeeDee Lamb going out early. I don't know why
that did help. I don't
know why the Cowboys have him running the ball. It makes me a little bit nervous about us having DJ Moore back there, but that's another topic for another time.
Yeah, but let's get into the next topic. So Caleb showed out and looked very comfortable. He completed 19 and 28 for 298 yards and 4 touchdowns. I wanted him to get 300, but at the 2-minute warning, they just took the knees. I'm like, you know what? They're up by so many. Why risk a pass? So, but if in all fairness, if you look at it, in a real standpoint, Caleb did. There were a couple of drops that were on the receivers, not him. So really, he could have had 300 plus, but because of drops, he didn't get there. But let's talk about that. So Caleb Williams has 715 yards, 7 touchdowns, and 1 interception. That is a huge difference from last year. And actually, I also read a story today. If he keeps this pace up, he is on pace to have 4,050 yards, 40 touchdowns, and 6 interceptions. Now, I want the yards to happen. The touchdowns are the thing for me. I want that to happen, but at the same time, defenses will learn to adjust, and and stop him. I mean, or try to stop him, because Ben Johnson is the playbook mastermind. I mean, I will admit, I did not expect some of the things that I saw yesterday to happen. But I mean, hey, if I want Caleb to get 4,000 yards, and the story says that he could get that if he keeps on this current pace. And also, I mean, the thing that sucks is the person that he is tied with for touchdown passes is Aaron Rodgers. At 40 years old, I can't.
41.
At 41, I don't want to hear them in the same sentence. Now, Jared Goff and the Lions play tonight, and he's at six touchdowns.
6.
So
I think Lamar is somewhere up there as well.
Yeah, I
'Cause
think
Lamar had
Lamar's
4
at
last
5 at what? I think he's at 5.
Well, I know he had
He had one against the Bills, and then
he had at least one against the Bills.
yeah.
No, he
Well,
had 2 against the Bills because he had one to
get you.
Hopkins and one to Flowers. I think he's at 6 as well.
Oh, well, so
Yeah, he is at
he'll probably be second or third. Well, second, tied for third on the list after tonight. But hey, that is a huge improvement over last year. I mean,
Yep.
what did he have 2 last year at this time? Two touchdowns to 4
I
interceptions.
mean, he didn't get his first touchdown until week 3. So I don't know how many he had week 3. I think he had 2 against the Colts. I think it was like that was the game he threw for a ton of yards and 2 touchdowns.
He had one to commit. He had one to commit that game and one to roam. So
all I know is he just needs 13 more touchdowns to beat last year. That's all he needs.
Yeah, that's crazy.
It's crazy.
That doesn't sound right. But oh my God, this next topic is a huge one. So Ben Johnson gets his first win as Bears head coach yesterday, and it was against Matt Eberflus and the Dallas Cowboys. But I've seen, so I'm sure every Bears fan has seen this multiple times today. But for the people that haven't, we're gonna actually show you the post-game speech that Ben Johnson gave the team on Sunday. So hopefully you guys can hear this.
First home victory. First win. You know what I got. Repeat after me now. Good, better, best. Never let it rest. The good gets better. And you better get better. Bears on 3. 1, 2, 3.
If that doesn't get you guys pumped up for the future, I don't know what will. I hope you guys heard what he said, because like that was the reason that I wanted to include that clip in here. But like when I saw that after the game, I'm like, oh my God, we finally have a head coach. Like this he is going to be here for a while, and he is going to right this ship that has been wrong for the last 40 years. Too long.
Way too long.
But what are your guys' thoughts when you saw that surface on Twitter? I really want to know your thoughts. Michael, I'll go to you first, and then I'll go to Jack.
Yeah, I was just hyped. I just got more hyped than hyped that we won. I mean, he looks like he wants his team to succeed, and I don't feel like we had that type of coach other than maybe Nagy in 2018. But,
I can agree with you.
Like he seems like he wants to be there, and that's finally the case. It's like I don't know. I'm just so hyped when I see that every time. I see it everywhere on TikTok, Twitter, Instagram. It's great. I watch it every time, and I give it a like.
on my Twitter, on my TikTok, on my Instagram. Everywhere that I've seen it, I've saved it so I can go back and look at it, just because it gets me so hyped for that. for the future. The future is finally bright for the Chicago Bears. It looks like, and again, haven't had that in 40 years. So, this is finally fun. This is finally fun. But Jack, what was your thoughts when you've probably seen that on Twitter?
Yeah, I mean, there was no question that Ben Johnson was going to be a good play caller. Like we saw that in Detroit, that was evident. But there's been a lot of good play callers who then go be a head coach and don't succeed. So it was a question whether he was going to be the next Kevin O'Connell or Sean McVay or the next Adam Gase in Miami, or name another offensive coach like Cliff Kingsbury, his first stint in Arizona. But I think just seeing that video, like you can clearly see Dan Campbell rubbed off on him a lot. He's picked up a lot of how to lead men being in that locker room. Absolutely. And I think he is the right man to lead this franchise forward. And I'm looking forward to how this season goes now a lot more than I was 7 days ago at this time.
I can agree with you. So, I mean, the next topic, I mean, these next two topics are more fun for us than actually serious. But like the Bears did stick it to Matt Eberflus yesterday. I mean, Caleb didn't say anything about sticking it to him, but I'm sure in the back of his head he might have thought about it, a little bit. But like, I mean, they carved up his defense. I mean, and that just goes to show how much of a vital piece Micah Parsons was. Because if Parsons was in Dallas, I mean, I want to say that we probably would have still won, but I'll tell you this: the Cowboys would have had a stack or two if Parsons was in Dallas still. But hey, I mean, I'm not looking forward to playing him in 2.5 months. But no, I'll take a win against the Cowboys because I mean, if I'm being honest, the Cowboys aren't that great. But having Micah Parsons on their defense definitely masked the mediocre that the team was for sure. What are your thoughts on that, Jack? And then I'll go to Michael.
Yeah, I mean, like you said, Micah Parsons just makes the rest of your defense look a whole lot better. It shows the importance of a pass rush. Like the two corners they have, Diggs and Bland, have been all pro corners at different points in their careers. But when you have to guard a guy for 5 to 6 seconds every play, you just can't. Like receivers in the NFL are really, really good. So when you don't pressure a quarterback, or when you have a quarterback like Caleb who's able to avoid a lot of pressure, like the Bears have a chance. They just need to build confidence off that game. It's nice to see Eberflus. I mean, Bears fans called him Matt Eberflus for a reason. Like you never saw a locker room speech like we just saw from Ben Johnson from Matt Eberflus. So,
nope. Yeah, and actually, there is a little bit of a something that I want to say here about how you mentioned Deron Bland and Trevon Diggs. One coach that we actually kind of stole from, well, not stole, but took from the Cowboys was Al Harris. And yesterday, I think it goes to show how much of a good coach he was, because the corners yesterday didn't look great. And I know that they were missing Deron Bland, but I mean, you mentioned that both of them, Jack, were Deron Bland and Trevon Diggs have been all-pro corners before, and they got carved up like I don't even know what to compare it to. But I mean, they were crazy. Yeah, they got beat like crazy. But what about you, Michael? What are your thoughts on it?
Yeah, so you say Diggs, like he hasn't been crazy the last 2 years, like last year and then this year. This year he's been terrible. Like this year he's given up so much yards.
Ever since he tore his knee, he's been a different player.
Oh yeah, but he can be that guy. But I don't know. I don't see it anymore after that injury. But
it is a big injury. So
man, does Eberflus suck? I don't know. There's something about it. Like they got saved last week or week 2 from Brandon Aubrey and the offense.
Yeah.
Like
Brandon
that was,
Aubrey can save that team by himself, but he needs.
And Russ throwing just like one of the worst interceptions of all time.
oh yeah, that too. Yeah, that
It
was
was just so
terrible.
bad. Like,
Yeah,
But Russ needs to be out. I don't know if you guys saw, but
yeah,
I
little
did-
off topic.
I'm a Malik
Dable
Neighbors
was-
fantasy owner who needed a big game last night, so
Yeah,
I
but
saw that.
I
Dable,
did see. I did see.
Dable said
Dable
they're
said-
looking at options.
Yeah, I mean, that's. I have to admit that's earlier than I thought. I thought that they'd go maybe week 8, something like that, in the middle of the season. But
I don't know. Other than that start that was it who started at quarterback for the Broncos during was it KJ Hamler, like the wide receiver
Yeah.
who started at quarterback?
Yeah,
Like,
Yep.
other than that, like that's got to be one of the lowest passing yardage games the NFL has seen in a long time. He had like under 40 yards, didn't he?
let me check.
Russell Wilson.
Yeah, I mean it was.
It was not a lot.
It was. Sorry, we gotta look this up. So we're
Oh,
looking
he had 160, but it did not seem like 160.
No,
When did
he
it
did.
get to? Maybe that. I mean that
It's
must have been
because
late.
Scadaboo got 60 yards
And a
Yeah, that
touchdown.
was. I mean I
off
tuned it off like,
checkdowns.
start of the
Yeah, I
fourth.
mean, that-
So he had like 30 something going into the fourth quarter.
Yeah.
Yeah. So really garbage time yards.
Mhm.
Really.
Yeah.
So when it like honestly, when we played the Vikings, I would say that McCarthy got most of his yards on garbage time. Luckily,
They
but
won.
yeah, I know, but I'm
It
just
was garbage time for a little bit.
I mean,
But,
the Bears were definitely like playing a little bit of a softer defense because he had been bad. We can't sit here and say it was garbage time.
I
They
know.
won.
I'm not.
No,
I'm not saying that. I'm just saying. For 3.5 quarters, he had what, 50 yards.
Yeah.
Something
Well,
around-
Yeah, but we left
he
him
looked
in the game.
Yeah, and then they won. So
I mean,
Yeah.
if anything, this week makes that first week hurt even more. Like we should have won that game.
Mhm. Yeah, we should have.
But
We should have.
anyways,
speaking of old coaches, and then we brought up the Chiefs and Giants game. Can we just talk about how bad the Chiefs look when Matt Nagy at OC?
yeah, he ruined Mahomes.
He's ruining Mahomes.
He is, but also you have to. I mean, I am not vouching for Matt Nagy at all. But I'm also you have to factor in that Mahomes is missing a
Oh,
good
yeah.
amount of his receivers.
Yeah, I know, but Mahomes is just like, why is he throwing the ball backwards so much?
Yeah.
That's true. That's true.
Twice last night. And
Luckily, he got up on top of one. I mean,
yeah, he stole one back, and then one should have been called. Pacheco just like
Yeah.
tossed it to, hey, whatever. Yeah,
and this last one is just more fun for us. The Packers can suck it. They lost to the damn Browns. I mean, how do you do that? You lost it to a 42-year-old Joe Flacco. I don't know if that's his actual age, but he definitely shouldn't be in the league anymore. But like, I mean, granted, they only lost by 3, but I have to give the Browns a round of applause because the Packers, they've scored, a good amount of points the first 2 weeks, and then they go and score 10 points against the damn Browns, who don't have a great defense. I mean,
No, they do have a very good defense.
They do have a pretty good defense.
It's a very, very underrated defense.
but they did lose 47-10 to the Ravens last week.
Yeah.
So I don't think expectations were definitely a little bit damp. Like, I don't think many people gave the Browns a shot in that game.
No, but it's just that pass rush, like Miles Garrett, crazy.
Mason Graham.
Mason Graham, the rookie, nasty. It's just their front seven is just so good that they can get to the quarterback so fast. So
And it makes their secondary look a lot better because the guys can't get out there fast enough.
and it also helps that the Packers didn't have any receivers. They don't have receivers anyways, but
I mean, Jordan Love, when you look at his stats at the end of the last 2 years, they look pretty good. But I don't know, like just eye test wise, and I say this not as a Bears fan, something about it, like I don't know why people are sold on him as like someone who can win a Super Bowl. when the rest of his offense isn't that extremely talented outside of Josh Jacobs.
Yeah,
That's what I'm saying.
I mean, you
The
know,
defense is great though. They do have a great defense.
Yeah.
Like
you bring up a good point, Jack. I mean, you pay Jordan Love what
55 million a year.
255 million over 5 years, and here's the problem with that. So when they do that, I mean, yes, quarterback is the most important, position on offense, in my personal opinion, and a lot of people's personal opinion. But when you do that, you're limiting how much money you have to surround your quarterback with talent. That's why it's your responsibility as the head coach and the GM to surround your franchise quarterback with a plethora of talent in terms of offensive line, pass catchers, and so on and so forth. But the Packers have never done that. I mean, this past year was the first year that they've ever drafted a first round receiver, and personally, I don't think that Matthew Golden is going to be as good as people think. I just think that he, lucked into having a great year, or well, actually, he didn't even have a great year. He had under 1,000 yards his senior year his last year of college, and I mean, a first round receiver, even though he was drafted 22nd, something like
that.
Yeah.
Wide receivers in their final year before they declare for the draft should have 1,000+ yards. If they don't, they'll be okay, but they won't be great. I'm going to send this to a couple of my Packer fan friends. I'll send it to Peyton, Michael, and I'll send it to Coach Aney, and make them watch the end of this so they can hear.
I will say though, my sister did go to Texas, and they did have a lot of targets last year. Like Gunnar Helm was really good at tight end, and they had Isaiah Bond, so there was a lot of spreading the ball around. So
Actually,
I wouldn't
that's
give
true.
up on Matthew Golden too early.
I'm not giving up on him. I'm just saying I don't know how great he's going to be. That's my point. So, that's all we have for you guys today. I hope you guys enjoy it. And remember to like, comment, and subscribe so we can keep growing and help you guys and bring you guys some more Bears content for the foreseeable future. And have a great week. And me and Michael will be back on Saturday to preview the Bears versus Raiders game and pray that we can. And I think this is much more possible. I think we can go into the bye 2-2. I do think that.
Yeah.
So I hope you guys enjoyed this episode, and we'll see you Saturday.
All right.